The Serpent King by Jeff Zentner actually is one of the best books I've read in a while. Absolutely fantastic. Why is that? Because again, it's a window into a world, or several worlds, that I would never normally be a part of. It's set in a small town in the southern states of the US. And why is it called The Serpent King? Because it involves the discussion of those churches where people handle snakes and drink poison. Again, I don't want to stray too far into that because it's not an area I'm fully aware of. But I did know before, I think from a joke from The Simpsons, there are churches, a small number of churches that do handle snakes and serpents because they believe that their faith will protect them. And one of the characters in the book, one of the three main characters, perhaps arguably the main character, his dad founded one of these churches. And it's so fascinating kind of learning about new worlds like that. So this book is about three misfit teenagers, Dill, Lydia and Travis. Dill, like I said, his father was a church that handled serpents, but then went to prison for a very wrong thing. I'm not going to say it right now, it's not appropriate. And so he's an outsider because he has the same name as his dad. He's an outcast. The second person is Lydia. Now Lydia is an interesting one because she's not a typical outsider in a way. It's almost like because she's not in New York, because she's not in like Gossip Girl. If Gossip Girl, I'm showing my age probably, but if Gossip Girl was still a thing, kind of like chic New York preppy thing, doesn't fit in the small town. They don't get it. So she's an outsider in a different way. She's quite affluent compared to Dill and Travis, who are very poor. So Travis is a young black man who's very into sort of fantasy. I talk about his ethnicity because, again, it is something that unfortunately in this town there are still those undertones going on, and also his obsession with fantasy. He carries a staff, and I did actually know this is true. When I was in sixth form, I did know a young man who was obsessed with fantasy. He wore a long jacket and always had he had his own staff with him. So it does happen. It absolutely does happen. But Travis is a sweetheart. He just escapes to these fantasy worlds because he has a terrible home life, and he uses this, to get away from reality, basically. So the three of them, because they're outsiders, they stick together. They stick together as a trio, and it's absolutely wonderful. It is wonderful because of the relationship they have with each other. They have such a wonderful relationship with each other. The characters feel so real as well. Like, they're not two-dimensional at all. They're fully three-dimensional. I fully believe in them. I feel like they're jumping off the page. And it is also quite hard-hitting and dark. It doesn't shy away from difficult issues. But again, it's not gratuitous. It really deals with things in a sensitive way, in an authentic way, in a way I believe and I learn from. There is tragedy in this book. I'm obviously not going to spoil it. And even when the tragedy happens, it's upsetting. Okay, it is genuinely upsetting. But again, it's horrible. But you have to admit as a reader, you're like, yeah, okay, I get it. It fits, yeah. And the trials and tribulations the three of them go through, and what they talk about, and their inner lives. They have different chapters in their different perspectives. There's chapters from Dill's perspective, Lydia's perspective. I don't think as much from Travis's perspective. I think in order of kind of main characterness, almost, I'd say it's Dill, then Lydia, then Travis. But yeah, I just honestly can't recommend this enough. That the language as well is brilliant, the prose. I was just really, really impressed. I devoured this book in like 2 days. So I can't really tell you what else to say. It's just brilliant. A window into a world I never could have known. Really authentic about three different teenagers' lives, different lives. Struggle, tragedy, heartbreak, redemption. The Serpent King by Jeff Zentner. Okay, it's so good. If you've enjoyed this this video, please share it with others. Give it a like. Please subscribe to the channel and check out my other reviews, my other book reviews. And if you're a GCSE student, maybe check out some revision videos as well. Thank you so much. Bye bye.